Moments ago, President Trump was pitching in, loading boxes and supplies to help victims in Houston. The catastrophic flooding from Harvey has displaced many people. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says there are 258 shelters housing more than 42,000 Texans, and today the death toll stands at 42. The National Guard is going door to door rescuing those still trapped in their homes, and volunteers and neighbors are also pitching in. One such person is Houston's Paullo. He has been rescuing his neighbors with his canoe even as his own home remains flooded. He joins me now from Houston Convention Center, which is currently serving as a makeshift mega shelter. First of all, thank you for taking the time amidst all of your struggles. That is very kind of you. The first thing I want to ask is, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Actually, I feel like I'm better than most. I've got a wonderful support network in my friends and my neighbors. My house, I had 6 inches of water in my house. I think we can get going maybe quicker than some of my other neighbors that have 8-10 feet in their house. But we're good. We've found our temporary housing. My kids are dealing with it, and my neighborhood is in the process of trying to put their lives back together.
Well, that is great news. When did you have to evacuate, and did you get help from anybody like the National Guard or anybody else?
No, you know what? We woke up the first morning when the flooding was going on, and we looked around and we saw that it was getting bad in our neighborhood, and nobody was there. And I think that's when we first had a sense for the gravity of the situation, that it was just so bad that we needed to help our own, and that's what we started doing.
Well, you're also helping your neighbors, as you said, that some are still trapped. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole morning started out, the first morning, with the president of our HOA had put a post out on social media that there was a dog trapped in a house, a particularly large dog, and I had this canoe that sat relatively unused. And I said, well, come on down, let's go get him. And we took the canoe and we headed down, and we went into the house, and there was a 100-pound dog standing on a counter. The water was that high. And we took him out, and we took him to where the water ended, which was relatively far up the neighborhood at that point. Somebody took the dog, and then other calls started coming in via text or phone calls or social media from the moms group in Nottingham Forest or wherever it was in our community, and we started going and getting people that were in bad situations, and then in the neighborhood, more people who had boats or John boats or whatever it may be that floated started responding and helping each other, and after that we started to find better ways to organize. We had some of the ladies in the Moms Club would organize getting people to a dry house if it was still raining and they had no place to go right away, or somebody realized there was food that was going bad in freezers, and they started cooking meals for everybody else out there. As we progressed, other people took in our kids because we were, trying to protect our own homes. It just continued. The generosity of the neighborhood and everybody is just truly amazing.
They must have all been very happy to see you. Did the dog just jump in the canoe, or did he give you any trouble?
Actually, he was kind of scared, but I think once he realized things were going to get better, he calmed down.
Oh, that's good. Tell us about your own home in the middle of all this, and you're helping all of these people. You said you had a few inches of water. When's the last time you actually got to go and check?
You know what? As I said, I feel like I am comparatively lucky. My home was one of the last to flood in the neighborhood. And actually, I was in my house earlier this morning. The water has receded just slightly enough that we could start getting some things out of it. Others in the neighborhood down there along Buffalo Bayou are going to be significantly longer before they can get into their house. But as I said, I'm comparatively lucky. We're comparatively lucky. We're going to be okay.
Well, Paullo, thank you so much, and the best of luck to you and your family.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Next,